Good morning.
Good morning. Let's turn this up.
I need my tech people all over. Thank you, Amy. Okay. Good morning to all of you here in the new sanctuary of Metro East Unitarian Universalist Congregation, and greetings to those watching this service remotely. This is a welcoming religious community, and we are so glad that you are here. I am Allison Lamoth. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm delighted to welcome you all here today. I'm going to follow Tony Manarino's lead last week. She followed a slightly different script, and she told us a little bit about herself. I've been a Unitarian Universalist since 1999 and a member of this church since March 2024. I'm a former educator. I currently serve on a county board, and I'm really happy after Tuesday's elections. I'm just going to say that. I wore my blue wave hat today. It's good to see you all here, whether new friends, longtime members, or returning folks, and I hope that you will all take the time in coffee hour to reach out to someone new and say hello and offer them a welcome. We welcome everyone here to this home of comfort, spirit, justice, and hope. We are Unitarian Universalists. And now, can a young person light our chalice for us today? I see a few young people. Ramona, would you like to light the chalice? Thank you. This is a veteran chalice lighter here. An important ritual in the Unitarian Universalist faith is the lighting of our chalice. Unitarian Universalists have many different interpretations of the flaming chalice. Thank you. Including the light of reason, the warmth of community, and the flame of hope. If you are watching elsewhere and have a chalice or candle, please light it now as we all join in saying the unison words projected on the screen. Oh, now that is a good flame. Yes. Okay. Definitely worth.
Not playing around today.
No, definitely worth a prayer. We light our chalice as a symbol of gratitude in this sanctuary. We have bushels of strength for one another. We cultivate a simple sweetness to brighten our spirits. May we be grateful for the ways we nourish and uplift each other, for it is the sharing of this hallowed time together that sustains us. Okay.
This is a prayer from Reverend Michelle Collins for those who came before. Join me in a spirit of meditation or prayer. Holy stillness, we sit in the shade of trees we did not plant, speak with voices shaped by languages we did not create, breathe free air that others died to protect. Every freedom we exercise, every opportunity we pursue, every moment of safety we enjoy carries the fingerprints of those who came before. We remember ancestors of blood and choice, known and unknown, who endured hardships we can barely imagine, so we might inherit possibilities they could only dream. We carry forward the hopes of enslaved people who chose love over bitterness, immigrants who crossed oceans for children they would never meet, activists who planted seeds in the ground too hard for them to see bloom. Their struggles live in our bodies, their dreams in our daily choices, their unfinished work in our hands. May we honor their sacrifices not through nostalgia, but through action, not through guilt, but through gratitude that moves our feet forward towards justice. Help us become ancestors for future generations who will thank the planted trees, whose shade we will never rest in, fighting battles whose victories we won't live to see, loving this world forward with the same fierce hope that brought us here. Amen, and blessed be. Welcome. I'm Eden. I'm your ministerial fellow, and I invite you to take a moment to greet someone, wave at someone, and maybe make a connection, and then we will begin to sing our first hymn projected on the wall or in the teal hymnal, 1069, Ancient Mother. It's good to see everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for the information. Nikki is going to train.
Oh, and then
Yeah, I believe it's, yeah, she they go to the Shipley training, mental health first aid. Yeah, I like her. You go for it. You know. Well, she just took a job with Tommy as well. So the National Association of Gillis.
It is a tradition here at Metro East UU congregation to place each service within a larger values that we as Unitarian Universalists hold dear. This week, we lift up the values of interdependence and generosity. And instead of me speaking about these values, I wanted to turn us to a reading that comes from Robin Wall Kimmerer and her book, The Serviceberry. She writes about gratitude and reciprocity are the currency of the gift economy, and they have the remarkable property of multiplying with every exchange, their energy concentrating as they pass from hand to hand, a truly renewable resource. I accept the gift from the bush and then spread that gift with a dish of berries to my neighbor, who makes a pie to share with his friend, who feels so wealthy in food and friendship that he volunteers at the food pantry. You know how it goes. To name the world as a gift is to feel one's membership in the web of reciprocity. It makes you happy and accountable. Conceiving of something as a gift changes your relationship to it in a profound way, even though the physical makeup of the thing has not changed. A woolly knit hat that you purchase at the store will keep you warm, regardless of its origin. But if it was hand knit by your favorite auntie, then you are in relationship to that thing in a very different way. You are responsible for it, and your gratitude has motivative force in the world. You're likely to take much better care of the gift of the hat than the commodity of the hat, because it is knit of relationships. This is the power of gift thinking. I imagine if we acknowledge that everything we consume is a gift of Mother Earth, we would take better care of what we are given. Mistreating a gift has emotional and ethical gravity, as well as ecological resonance. And I can't help, these are my words, but I can't help but to see that connection that she says, the web of reciprocity. We have the web of interdependence as one of our values. And the generosity comes from the knowing that we belong in the web, that we are a gift to each other in that web. Now we will turn to our time of the week that we share our joys and sorrows. We take time for this expression of joys, concerns, or sorrows. Home for us means a place where we can share the things that weigh down our souls or that fill us with joy, and where those we love surround us in good times and in turmoil. If you would like to recognize a joy, sorrow, or milestone, you can come forward and place a stone or several stones in the water bowl to represent your joys and sorrows. There are stones here in the front, and so I invite you now to come down this aisle, take a stone, place it in the water, and then retreat back to where you came from. And if you are not able to navigate this for any reason, just raise a hand and someone will place a stone for you. Because in this place we bear one another's burdens and share another's cares. Let us be in a spirit of prayer and meditation. So, I did it, okay. Will those, can you, is that working? Yes. No. It's on. Okay. Thank you. Yay. Okay. So, will those who are young or young at heart join me over here? Yay, get down on the ground. Whose knees can make it? Okay. So, many indigenous peoples teach that gratitude is at the center of life. Gratitude isn't just saying thank you, it's noticing the gifts around us and responding by living in balance and respect. Today, in honor of Indigenous Peoples Month, I wanted to share an Anishinaabe story about the 7 grandfathers with you. In this story, a child was given 7 teachings for a good life. In the early years, Earth was a hard place to be for people. Many died from diseases, and others just passed on from tough lives they lived. The 7 grandfathers were powerful spirits, given the responsibility to watch over the people by the Creator. Seeing how hard it was for the people, the 7 grandfathers sent their helper, Shakabwe, amongst the people to find whom could be taught to live in harmony with the world. 6 times, Shakabwe went out and searched amongst the people, but found nobody. But on the 7th trip, he found a newborn baby who was unaffected by the hardships of the world, who would be able to learn from the 7 grandfathers. Do you think a baby could learn something like that? They seem a little small. So the seven grandfathers said, this guy's too young. And maybe you should take him out and show him the 4 quarters of the universe. And then when we return, he will be stronger so he can learn. Shakabwe showed the boy many things across the 4 quarters of the universe and returned to the lodge of the 7 grandfathers. The boy was 7 years old. As they stood before the entrance, the boy realized that Shakabwe had been his uncle all along. Uncles help us guide our journeys in life, and Shakabwe had done the same with the boy. The grandfathers told his parents how they expected him to return one day and what he would teach the people when he returned. They then pointed to a water jug and painted the 4 directions of the colors of the people the Creator had made. And some might be able to see that on the screen. North is white, west is black, red is south, and yellow is for the east, they told him. Then they each placed a gift in the water jug, sharing it just as one in the people's ceremonies today. The first gift was wisdom, which allowed people to cherish the knowledge they attained. The second was love, because to know it was to know peace. Then, to honor all the creation, they gave respect. Bravery in the face of foe was next. Then honesty, to face a difficult situation with pride. Humility, to know one's place in the expanse of creation. While the gift of truth is to know and understand all things come last. But remember, they warned the boy, for in the world, each gift has an opposite. Like evil is the opposite of good. You must teach them carefully and the right way to use each gift. Shakabwe took the boy and his water jug back to the people. But this time the boy was a fully grown man. In the spirit world, time does not pass, but the boy had been gone for many years. When he entered his old village, an old couple stood in front of the rest of the crowd and recognized the man as their son. They had understood the gift of the tobacco Shakabwe had left when he took the boy, and had always known he would return one day. The man taught the people about the gifts and the 7 grandfathers and how they had to be careful of their opposites. He also taught them that the physical world also had a twin in the spiritual world. And a fit body was necessary to harness one as a strong mind and was to harness the other. Using the gifts and understanding of the directions painted on the water jug, the people began to adjust life and its daily challenges. Diseases and accidents didn't claim as many lives because people learned to live with delicate balance. What I love about this story is how it reminds me that gratitude nurtures us by helping us see the gifts in love, respect, bravery, truth, honesty, humility, and wisdom. And gratitude also asks us to respond by being those people who care for the gifts of the earth, to treat others kindly, and to live generously. May we go knowing that you all carry these gifts with you to learn them anew today. Let's see if our needs. Our next hymn is the Teal Hymnal, or On the Wall, 1067, Mother Earth, Beloved Garden. That was great. So this month we are celebrating our gratitude for Indigenous wisdom because it is Indigenous Peoples Month. And I was wondering, have you ever eaten wild berries or harvested? Yes. So you've tasted that sweetness, that gift. You know, and I wonder who introduced you to this way of life, to the what berries were, good to eat and what weren't. And as you think about that person or maybe that group that you went with, maybe a family member, maybe be in a spirit of gratitude for those folks in our lives who point us towards the plants, point us towards this way of seeing a vaster land and field. According to Robin Wall Kimmerer, you've already experienced what she would describe as the gift economy. Kimmerer is a mother, scientist, professor, and enrolled member of the Citizen of Potawatomi Nation. In her book, The Serviceberry, Abundance and Reciprocity in the Natural World, came out about a year ago. But before she wrote that book, she wrote an essay, which I will be pulling from. She examines the role of the serviceberry in the ecosystem as a way to demonstrate the teachings that Earth gives us, the gift of the gift economy. The serviceberry, also known as shadebush, juneberry, sugar plum, or saskatoon, and other names, is found almost everywhere in North America and other places too. It has so many names because it shows the importance of that plant to so many peoples and cultures. Kimmerer shares that the root of the word berry is the same root word for the word gift in Potawatomi. She describes it as a fruit that tastes like a blueberry crossed with a satisfying heft of an apple, a touch of rose water, and a minuscule crunch of an almond-flavored seeds. What linguists know is that how we talk about things informs how we think about them, the literal actual language of these words. Kimmerer invites us to experience these serviceberries not as a product, but as a gift. When we see something as a gift, we've read the whole relationship changes. And I also want you to think now about the last time you were at the grocery store, and how that was different. What kind of things did you think about when looking at the produce? It might have been different than when you were out picking berries, possibly. You might have been thinking, like me, which one's the best? What's easiest to throw on the kitchen counter that maybe the kids will actually eat? Maybe you have a list and it's a get in, get out situation. Maybe you're just looking for the best deals that are edible. That's so different than finding a berry bush on your path, right? Gratitude creates a sense of abundance, she writes. The knowing that you have what you need. In a climate of sufficiency, our hunger for more abates, and we take only what we need in respect for the generosity of the giver. Sometimes I help out or go to a local food share that aims to reduce hunger and food waste. It is interesting how some of those high dollar commodities at the grocery stores end up on tables such as these. There was a load of pomegranates one time, and I heard folks ask and share tips about how to peel them without damaging the seeds, and the excitement of something they wouldn't normally go for, and an attitude of an abundance to share and to ensure others got the gift down the line of peeling the pomegranate. I've taken home bag salads or artisan breads, and when I will think of all the ways I could share what I've been given, luckily for me, I go to a queer dinner church on Sunday nights and can load off some of my bounty to share. And that's how I've experienced some of this gift economy recently. It starts a certain flow of energy, the reciprocity, even creativity too. It's interesting how the serviceberry starts this flow in the environment. Humans and birds love finding these berries because they're so yummy. And when the seeds go through the gut of a bird, it scarifies the seed to stimulate the germination process. So the birds get the nutrients, and the seeds get to be spread to be gifts somewhere else. There is a reciprocity there. There's a wildness there. There's a naturalness there. And there's an internal logic that doesn't align with what our maybe capitalist or individual return on investment values are. To feed another is to feed yourself in a way, because the currency of this gift economy is relationship. And this contrast of the market economy, in contrast, the market economy is based on the idea that resources are scarce. The American Economic Association says it's the study of scarcity, the study of how people use resources and respond to incentives. And I just want to note, listen to the language there. That is how they define their enterprise of what it means to even study the economy, is to study scarcity. That's the basis. And in undergrad, I was a religion major, but I needed to beef up my skill set, so I got a minor in business administration, barely. And so in my last semester, I took a course that half the people who took it failed. And, I thought it was just a good time to just take it last. Have you ever taken one of those courses, maybe, that is really tough? The class was called Principles of Management. And my professor, well,
Sorry. I'm a business professor, that's what I teach.
Yes. And maybe this is different than how you teach it, but my professor said, half of you will fail, and you'll either manage people for the rest of your life or be managed. And you need to choose now. Yes.
Yeah, wrong. That was wrong.
Thank you. Justice.
Any teacher that walks into a classroom and says, half of you are going to fail, failed as a teacher.
Thank you. Well, my job's here done. So.
The arc of the universe is long.
Yes. So I wondered to myself, well, how does he know that half of us would fail? I had never taken one of these classes before. And I didn't appreciate his attitude about the false dichotomy of some of us were being the managers and some of us were being the managed. He went on to say that he would give out 2 A's, 3 B's, 4 C's, and 5 D's, and the rest of us will fail. I looked around at my class of 25 people, and there's 14 grades to go out, and I wondered if I really needed this business administration minor at all. But with both of my parents being MBAs, I needed to figure this one out. I went to a small liberal arts school in Birmingham, Alabama, so that's some of the context, and I was feeling that there was not a lot of liberal or a lot of arts in this class. And I worked really hard, but because we had an honor system in our college, the professor was not present while we took exams. I watched some of, I will say, the frat bros took multiple bathroom breaks, and I knew that my grade was not going to be that A. I wasn't willing to look up the answers on my phone in the bathroom to get a pass. I hadn't earned lower than a B in any of my courses, and this was my first and last D. In a system of scarcity, merit-based inclinations and integrity are not welcomed option for those who like to win or need to pass a class so they can graduate. Because no matter how many questions any of us got right, only 2 of us would be rewarded for it in that class. I simply couldn't see myself accepting the business jargon that he was saying was factual. I knew scarcity was a myth. I knew people weren't either managed or managers. I wasn't interested in the survival of the fittest mindset. Everything else I had studied pointed to something else, something even more true. And in seminary, I picked up this saying, theology cannot be done alone. Literally, the work of thinking about God cannot be done alone, or the theos, the universe, whatever word you want to put there, but all that is in this. There's a spiritual undercurrent to this way of living, to this way of knowing that we are in a wider place, not as individuals, but as community. In his book, Sacred Economics, Charles Einstein states, gifts cement the mystical realization of participation in something greater than oneself, which yet is not separate from oneself. The axioms of rational self-interest change because the self has expanded to include something of the other. If the community is flourishing, then all within it will partake in some of that abundance or shortage that nature provides. And this truth, I think, is undeniable. In my management class, some people did get the grades and some people failed. And I realize now it was to put us into competition with each other in a way that meant we all lost. There can't be an honor system where the values of integrity are not valued equally by all. Kimmerer writes, with scarcity as the main principle, the mindset that follows is based on commodification of goods and services. So when we tune our hearts, minds, and souls to a gift economy and start with abundance, it literally makes everything else in right relationship. This scarcity creates fear. And in Tima Okun's work on white supremacy culture, she names one of the tools of white supremacy is fear. And this tool is used to disconnect us from our bodies, from each other, within and across racial and cultural lines, from the earth, and from our connection with Source, God, creativity, or whatever you call the wisdom we carry inside of us. In our nation right now, we see this. We see the fruits of an economic model based in scarcity. We see the way fear is moving its way through our guts and into the gardens of our neighbors. The serviceberry would never. Scarcity's fruits looks like greed, breaking of trust, and a commodification of what could have been relationships. It's not right. And thankfully, all across the country this week, we saw people vote for a different ethic. And I'm not sure how much will change in the short term. People are still going hungry today. And I'm sure you know that the largest group of the beneficiaries of SNAP are children. As UUs, we believe in the inherent worth and dignity of every person. This is seeing every person as a gift to be in right relationship with. We are already oriented towards this gift economy. And this way of relating to one another is something that we can see, sometimes as a luxury or a nice thing to do, but it's not fluffy. It's not. It's about maintaining and protecting a certain level of dignity that we hold not only for others, but ourselves. A commitment to stand firm in our convictions so we can retain our own sense of dignity about ourselves. We are linked and we know this. A kind of dignity that says, do you know how to peel a pomegranate? Here, have this one. And the pressures are rising. The job market, the moral self-esteem that people feel from holding a job even is dwindling. I read an article, and maybe this is just a hot take, but from the New York Times, but that Gen Z feels like they have more agency in their life not having a job than bearing the mental load of working a job that does not allow them to use their skills where they are micromanaged. I wonder if that's being managed by a generation whose folk learned that you will either be managed, or not be a manager or be managed, but that's here nor there. It might just be a hot take to get news, but I think there's a shift in how folks want to be seen and not commodified in their workplaces. And this touches on what James Luther Adams wrote about the 5 smooth stones of religious liberal faith in his essay, Guiding Principles for a Free Faith. And one of the stones is all relations between persons ought to ideally rest upon mutual, free consent and not coercion. As a church, we are a voluntary organization, meaning you literally don't have to come here, like ever. And yet you do. That's cool. But not just that part, but also the part of, it takes time, it takes energy, it takes a mental load and capacity to show up. And, as a teacher, I learned that kids can't learn on empty stomachs. You need to carry snacks in your desk if you expect kids to stay awake and learn. If people are burnt out, if our society continues this fear, continues this scarcity, they do not have time to be a part of voluntary organizations like ours. And that also includes labor unions, political organizing, you name it. The choice is getting smaller, but yet we are here. And as this, economic season continues to be what it is, there will always be an opportunity for balance, for the ways of the mycelial networks that are moving underground. Greed and wealth are at an all-time high, which means there's more people who are motivated to band together and to find common ground. And as I think about this too, when I was talking with Pastor Dave at New Song Fellowship, I thanked him for his patience with all of our questions and looking at all the things and the time he spent with us. And he said something to the effect of, we are blessed with this property right now. If we can share these blessings and be a blessing, then that's what we want to do. There's a common ground here, that invitation as churches to look out for one another, I feel, and to be a gift to each other. And I think that's interesting to walk in this season differently as a church and as a place who honors and who knows what is right, what is the real gift here, the gift of relationship, the gift of knowing each other. And to be not alone in that. So as I close, I wonder how we choose to embody this gift economy this season, this week, to see the gifts that are abundant, to pay gratitude for those who have long stewarded this land so that we could walk here now. Let us turn to our hymn in the gray hymnal on the wall, number 21, For the Beauty of the Earth.
Over
need someone to pass around the basket. Oh, it's gonna be Amy. Thank you, Amy. As Amy passes around the offering basket, I offer the gentle reminder that this community of faith is supported only by your giving. Stewardship is more than just financial donations, but is also about donating time and talent to help our church. If you can't write a check, please help our church survive and thrive by offering your time to help make coffee and bring snacks, serve as an usher, serve on other committees such as helping with worship on occasion. Please donate as you can with your time, talent, and or treasure. All are needed to help our church prosper. Also, if you give cash, please let us know who you are by filling out an envelope so we know who you are, and that helps us know who is eligible to vote. However, if this is your first time here, you are not obligated to give, as we want this service to be our gift to you.
No refunds.
If you're willing to donate your time and talent, please contact a board member and let us know what you would like to do and what you can do to help. Give what you can and will, for you are a generous people. And now, please join me in our offering prayer. May this offering equip us to inspire love and seek justice. Thank you, Amy. Okay. And here we have some announcements. Oh, next week, we will be joined with by Dr. Nicole Davis at the pulpit, and that is Vinny's mom and Keith's wife. So if nothing else, come to see whose mother who's responsible, who else is responsible for this delightful child. Okay. Eden will be with us in the pulpit in 2 weeks' time, and on November 30th, Sayer Johnson will share his literary talents with us. Today, we don't have to break down. Happy dance, everybody. Next week, breakdown all. Week after that, set up, no breakdown, and on the 30th, breakdown of everything. And let's see what else there is. We do have, I don't see it here, but might be on the next slide. We're going to have a brief meeting. Okay, here we go. We'll be holding a vote today after church, right after service. Yeah, okay. To consider whether or not we want to explore and gather more information about this church, sharing an opportunity to share New Song Fellowship's building with them. This building is at 201 St. Louis Street in Edwardsville. Does everyone know where the courthouse is in Edwardsville? Not the administration building, the courthouse. So this literally is right next to it. It's across the street from it. If you have been at Goshen Market, staffing our table there, it's like right by there. It's not currently accessible, but they have plans to improve. And see email from November 7th for more information. And when we say plans to improve, I believe like in the works. We just don't know exactly how long it's going to take. I know that Amy can tell us more, but my understanding is the associate pastor's mother needs a ramp. So the motivation is high. The motivation is high. And I think, is that all? Okay, the men's lunch group is meeting this Thursday at 11:30 at Baker and Hale in Godfrey, Illinois. And Suzanne?
I'd like to announce that I'm going to be part of the Art East studio tour on the 22nd and 23rd. So once again, my studio will be open those 2 days. Please come and see me. And there's a map of the artists that's available on the Great Rivers and Routes website. So if you go to the Edwardsville Arts Center website, you can find that, or on the Great Rivers and Routes website, you can find that.
Yvonne McCall is also on the list.
She's also, yep, her studio is also on the list of studios to
So you can
visit.
find all of us on those websites.
Yeah, thank you. That's exciting. Anything else? Okay, so are we moving on?
Just
Oh.
remind people we're collecting food for the food pantry.
Collecting every Sunday,
Well, just the
More-
next couple Sundays.
the next couple of Sundays.
Not necessarily just food, though.
What
Yeah,
I,
food and personal, yeah.
what I
the
can-
email that we sent out Wednesday.
okay, all right. So we're participating in that. You can also donate. I also understand they really appreciate monetary donations. I have been asked how to do that. You can go directly to their website, and there is a way to donate there. They can make their resources go a long way, and they also know what things that they need that they're not getting, because people have been great. I have been at a number of meetings over the last couple of weeks with tables full of donations. So I want to thank everybody who is stepping up during this time. It was already getting hard. According to the director of our local pantry, it was already getting hard before SNAP benefits were thrown up into the air. So thank you for all you're doing, and it sounds like we're also trying to do our part in this church. So thank you, Robin. Anything else, or are we
Allison?
moving into the meeting?
One other
Denise?
thought, snacks, just snacks. There's a box right by the bus station downtown that you can open up. And the number of times I've gone by and seen people looking in there, these would be people who are on bicycles and who are homeless, and you have to know where the homeless people live, but they can get there. And they go there and look for food sometimes, and sometimes there's food there and sometimes there's not. And they can't get to the pantry.
Can I just
Right.
say, I just put food in that box, and it was interesting because I took only things that had like Pop Tops and I took crackers, like saltine crackers. I opened the box and put 4 sleeves in, and there were 2 people that were watching me when I put the food in.
I believe
They
it.
came right over and they each one took a sleeve of crackers and some applesauce, and that was like the stuff that they could eat immediately. So
Yeah,
I
there's a lot of homeless
absolutely-
people
yeah.
right in that area if you know down the hills.
And they're starting to get cold.
The blessing boxes also don't require any income. You don't have to meet an income requirement, whereas the pantry you do.
Yes,
You have
that's
to
true.
prove it in
So,
some people
you
that
know,
are
even
homeless.
people who don't meet those income requirements are struggling. Those are, the blessing boxes are nice. There are 3 around town.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? So, Amy, is it your? Oh, sorry. We have to make this formal. All right, so. I invite you to join me in reciting a prayer as I extinguish the chalice. The light of truth in me not put out. We are the keepers of this flame until we meet again. All right, there we go. All right, I'm gonna grab this. And is it, do we give it on over to Amy? No.
Just a few more things. Okay. So, as you go through this week, remember the teachings of the serviceberry and feel the flow of the sweetness of gifts of life all around you, and be rich in relationship. May this be true.